So Joe-Pye is a pollinator magnet. You can see this one's covered in butterflies, eastern tiger swallowtails. There's a lot of bumblebees. You can just see this big patch is just completely covered. He still is there. There's a monarch over here. There was silver spotted skippers. There was at one point painted lady. Now, unfortunately, I've kind of scared a few of them off. But again, you can just tell what a great pollinator magnet this is. So about 40 different kinds of caterpillars also feed on Joe-Pye. So it's a good all-around wildlife plant as well. This particular plant named Joe-Pye after supposedly a Native American Indian medicine man, and Joe-Pye supposedly had a medicine for just about everything. And when they followed him one day, they found that what he was using was supposedly Joe-Pye, and thus they named the plant after him, Joepye's weed. And Joepye weed, what used to be Eupatorium, have been used for all sorts of medicine. Mithridates Eupator was the king of Pontus, and at one time was well known for building resistance to poison, what's called Mithridatism, and for his efforts at giving all sorts of cures and so forth. So again, what a wonderful, wonderful pollinator plant, Joepye weed. Again, it's been used medicinally, even though it's no longer called Eupatorium. Now I believe it's Eutrochium. They changed a little bit on the genus, but you can change the name, but it doesn't change, all the honeybees on this one. It doesn't change the fantastic wildlife value. Up there is our painted lady up at top. Here is a nice little hair streak. Again, what a fantastic pollinator plant Joepye weed is. And again, I encourage people to plant it. It is tall. It's recognized also when it's on in bloom for its whorl of leaves, which is quite different from the other tall plant that's a lot of times growing with it, the New York ironweed. Oh, look at that. We actually have a clear-winged sphinx moth. This particular one looks to be a snowberry clearwing with the face mask and so forth. What a wonderful thing. And again, here is the silver spotted skipper. Just tons and tons of butterflies. As I was saying, this has alternate leaves. Joe-Pye has whorls of leaves. Everything's in a circle. So that's one big way to telling them apart, even when they're not in bloom. If you want to keep them shorter, one big neat trick to do is to just cut them down around July 4th or so. That gives them time just to come up and bloom, maybe even a little bit earlier to the first whorl of leaves, and it'll have time to grow and still bloom, but not be so tall that it topples over in the heavy winds and rains, which are famous, of course, in the summertime. Joepye weed, a beautiful, incredibly great wildlife value plant, especially for pollinators.